everyone, this is Trisha and welcome to my channel. So today I decided to do some little arrangements to get my creative juices flowing. I don't seem to be in the mood to do any of this kind of work. I sit down and I see things and I get ideas, but then when I actually want to, I convince myself to actually do something, I kind of lose the idea entirely. So I've been making some little notes. So I decided to start off with what I felt was, okay, this is easy. This is going to get my juices flowing, maybe get your juices flowing. I know that maybe I should be working on Valentine's, but I haven't gone shopping. I've been at home. I've been a bit of a hermit because I'm having sidewalks done here and there in the front of my house and the back of my house. So I'm going to be here while, they come and they're doing stuff. But anyway, I haven't really done any shopping. I intend to do some floral and greenery shopping hopefully next week on Tuesday, so that I can maybe buy some new stuff, because what I have here is just really old stuff or stuff from fall, leftovers, and some other stuff that I've used before. So I'm just going to show you what I have, and let me show you the containers that I want to use. This one is a container, it's a little truck, obviously. But this one, I purchased it at Michael's. It was a red truck, and I painted it in ivory. All I did was cover the wheels and these little bits here, the front here with some masking tape and some newspaper. And then I just spray painted it the color that I wanted. I added some little shading with some other paint. Now, I've used this for a fall arrangement where I show you how to completely do it. So if you look up fall truck arrangement, you'll see that it's there. Then I redid it for Christmas. I put some little Christmas pine in here. I decided that I like this color, and so I was going to paint it red for Christmas, but I kept it in this color because I thought, you know what, this is going to go great for even spring and summer, and I really like it. So I've left it like that. It'll highlight on the coffee table that I'm getting. So for now, it's going to stay that color. Okay, the other one is this little box. This little box was one of those little boxes that you get when someone gives you one of those cellophane gifts from somewhere, and they'll have, little items in there, a little coffee or some teas or cookies or something. That's what this little box is from, and I've recycled it. I'm pretty sure it was that, or maybe it was some bath stuff. So that's what it's from, and then I just wrapped some raffia around it. I put some foam in there, some really not good. This is like that packing foam. It's not really good for, reusing it, because it comes apart as soon as you start pulling things out of it. So I've already pulled out some bits because it has this kind of a plastic grass greenery in it, which I do like, but I decided that, I'm going to just change it around. I used it last either spring or summer. I'm not really sure where I started using it, but then I took out the flowers. I put in fall flowers, took them out, and then I added little Christmassy pines in there, and then I took them out. So now I'm going to just take everything out and restart. Okay, so the other thing that I have is this big, a mason jar here. And this one I got it from Dollar General. It still had the ticket, the price under here. It was $6, but I don't remember if it was like a fall thing or a spring thing. But I'm kind of going towards, it was from fall this past year, because I have some fall greenery that I also bought from there. And this is the greenery, and this is also from the Dollar General. It was a $3 bush, and I got 2 of them, and I do recall buying the stuff together, because I don't remember going more than once or twice. Anyway, so anyway, that's that. So I have that greenery. I also have these from the Dollar Tree that I'm not necessarily going to use everything I'm going to show you. I'm just showing you what I have here, and I'm going to see what I'm going to end up using. So this is also from fall. This is from the Dollar Tree. They're so cute. They are little mini mums. Look at that. So if you have anything like that, it goes with your color scheme, go for it. And these are pretty neutral colors, so I think they'll go great for this coming spring. Also, a fall item are these what are they? Little daisy type flowers. These were from a store called At Home. I did use some of the flowers on here. I can see where I've cut some stems. I really like these, so I'm going to go ahead and use them. Why not, right? Little cream colors. Also fall are these stems. I think these were from Michael's, and they were fall, but I'm pretty sure that I got them at 50 off, because they say $9.99, and I'm not going to pay $9.99 for one, but I obviously paid $10 for both. So, but anyway, they've got some pretty colors to it. I'll show you the leaf a little closer there, but I really like it. And I like the little orange bit. It adds a little bit of color. And why not? I'm going to work it into my... It looks a little, almost citrusy to me, so I'm going to use that. Okay, so these are not fall. Well, this one is. This is a fall. This is also from the store at home. Little stem of pom-poms. I think it's really cute. I'm thinking maybe add some height with this jar here. Okay, so items that I've used in the past. These little flowers were in this container, but I took them out, obviously, for fall and then Christmas. And I don't know if I'm going to put those back in that one or in the truck or here. I don't know, but I have them. I'm going to try and reuse those. This is just a bit from that other stem. And then I have these flowers that are also from the store at home. They were from the summer, and I don't see that I've used any of it. There's a flower missing here, and I have another bush. It's complete over there. So I'm thinking, I never used them. I bought them, but I never used them. And these were $5.99 in the store at home. This is a really nice bush for $6 because if you go shopping now for flowers, I mean, you know, $15, $20 for one bush that looks just like this. And if you go to that store at home, they have some really good prices on there. And actually, a couple of weeks ago, my husband and I were at that store because we were looking for coffee tables and things like that. So we had been in there, and I saw that they were putting out their new floral, but it was just a couple of little baskets. And I should have bought the flowers when I saw them. They're really pretty little bushes, but I decided, okay, I'm going to wait a couple of weeks and come back, and maybe they'll have it all full. So I need to go back. Okay, anyway, and then I've got this greenery that I purchased last year. I think this is probably from Hobby Lobby. If it's not from Hobby Lobby, it's from another store that I like to go to out of town in McAllen, Texas. They have, you know, it's this huge kind of almost warehouse style store, and they have tons of, you know, greenery and florals and things like that. And I'm not sure what I paid for it, but I may have paid like, you know, maybe $8 or $10 for it. These are some flowers that came in a big little bundle that were also purchased at the store that I'm telling you about. I used some of these flowers for a wedding, kind of a bouquet, not kind of, a wedding bouquet. And then I had these left over. So I thought, well, maybe one of these arrangements can have a little bit of pink in them. I really was thinking that I wanted some little springy looking maybe sunflowers. I do have some sunflowers there, but they're huge and I wanted something smaller. But so that's what I'm kind of going to be looking for. I'm thinking, my mind's going like to yellow roses, some tulips, things like that. So that's what I'm gonna look for. Anyway, I've also got some other little items here. I've got this little nest that I was using something, and it's got a little bird already clipped on there. This is just a little clip-on bird, like see, like that. And this little nest, I actually added these little wooden sticks to it. You can see here where there's some glue, where it's been in some styrofoam before. So I'm gonna reuse this. And then I have this bag of little balls that I always have in this basket, and they're always in my living room. And I thought, you know what, maybe somewhere in one of my arrangements I can use these. I've got some potpourri that I threw in here. It still smells really good. Anyway, and then I've got these like yarn covered ones. I thought they were really pretty. Everything's a little bit dusty and I kind of want to sneeze. All right, so all I have here is some extra like greenery moss. I've got my hot glue sticks and my hot glue gun already plugged in, and then I've got these greenery pins right here. And I need to get some styrofoam to put into this one, but this one already has some. I think I'm going to go ahead and work with what's in there. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and remove all the greenery from this one first, so I can have complete empty canvases. Grab some styrofoam that'll go into this one also, and I shall be back. All right, so I'm going to start by prepping the containers. This one's already got a piece of styrofoam in there that I glued in for Christmas, because I put some little Christmas trees in here and I wanted to lift them up a little bit, so I added that. So I'm just getting the moss, the green moss that I had inserted in there, and I'm just bringing it up to cover the styrofoam. And I'm using the greenery pins to insert. And let me do it at an angle because they're longer than the height of the styrofoam, so they don't go all the way in. Okay, and then over here, just to cover a little bit. Okay, we just want to cover it a little bit because all the florals and things that we'll put in there will cover it some more. So that's how you prepare a container, is by gluing some styrofoam in there first. This one's already done, obviously. I'm wondering if I should leave, or let me go ahead and remove this raffia from it, and then I'll see if I like it without it. Okay, so I'm gonna take that out, get some moss, which is a mess, and spread it out, especially to the little edges. You know, you want to cover the edges more than anything. Okay, And sometimes if you're gonna use this and there's gonna be a wall back here, if you're putting this on a shelf or on your mantle or just some desk that's against a wall, and you don't really have to worry about the back too much. Just make sure that the sides and the, oops, this little piece of styrofoam, let me take that out. Okay, just make the front and the sides are covered. Okay, again, I'm gonna use some of these Greenery pins to kind of lock down that grass so it doesn't move, or should the container, you know, flip over. You know, now you could use a little bit of hot glue in there to hold it down, but the reason that I don't, and I use a Greenery pins, is if you add some hot glue to glue this down, then you'll have puddles of hard glue. So when you go in to put in a stem, you know, you're gonna be crashing into that hot glue, and maybe you've covered it completely and you've sealed it, so now you can't use the styrofoam anymore. So you want to be able to you want to put these little Greenery pins because they're kind of like a little S shape at the top, so they're kind of curved. So if you come across one and you're pushing up against it, all you gotta do is move just a tiny bit, and there you go. You can then insert into the, you know, around it or right next to it, so it's not really in your way, and it does keep, you know, the grass, you know, in there. Okay, so that's done. Now I don't know why I have this little stick here. Anyway, now I have this little container, and I'm going to use this little cone. Really, I just need a piece that I can put right here in the mouth of it. Now, I would like a piece that's, you know, bigger, that'll rest on the mouth so that it doesn't go all the way in. So I have this piece, and it's obviously not long enough to hit the bottom of the container and be nice and secure. But it's big enough so that it fits in there tight. So see that? So you want to make sure that your styrofoam is going to be bigger at the top to either be really tight and not drop into your container, or have a little bit of a lip, you know. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and just add some glue around the mouth of this, and we're not going to worry too much about that. The styrofoam will pull some of it down with it. So there we go, just like that. There you go. And then of course we can just cover it with some moss, and again make a little bit of a mess. And what I want to do is I want to make sure that the sides of, now here I'm not going to be gluing any, I'm not going to be inserting any flowers into the sides of the styrofoam. I'm going to be doing on the top. So here's not a bad idea to add glue and then put your moss there. So I'm just going to add a little bit of glue, put little bits of moss, because this moss is just, you know, just little breakable bits there. So I want to do that, and I'll do it all the way around the edges so I get it covered. And then these will be prepped and ready for some greenery and some flowers. All right, so I'm back. This is covered as best as I could on the edges there. I don't have to worry too much about the top. You can put some of this greenery, or, oh my goodness, there's green moss on the top. But again, we're not going to glue that one down. We're just going to use some, you know, some floral pins on the top here like that. And I'll just use a couple like that, just to hold those bits down. Okay, so these are ready. I want to start with this tall one, and I have these little balls here on this stem. I don't know if I've used any of these little balls because it seems like it's missing one or two. No, I think they just fell off. Okay. What I'm going to do is I'm going to cut these stems into two separate ones because one of them's missing quite a bit. But also, let me use this one first. Okay, so I'm going to use this one, but these little balls on the bottom are going to get hidden away. So what I'll do, actually, no, this one's not missing any. I thought maybe it had like some missing ones up here in the top. But these are going to get hidden away, so I'm actually going to remove them anyway. This one and this one. I was thinking that I would move them up to wherever it was missing something up here, but it's not. Okay, so I'm going to use these. Okay, this is what you call watching creative juices in progress. Okay, this is what real time ideas are formed. Okay, so I'm just adding a little bit of glue there. I should bring on my little dish a little pan that I have actually it's just, you know, like a little electric skillet that I bought, a little small one, to melt glue. And it's so much easier because you just dip into it and, you know, put it in there. Okay, so that's what I've done. I've put that on there. Okay, so now I'm going to work on the bottom part. So this is what I want to use there. And these little flowers that I had on the other container before, I'm going to use them in here. So there, haha. What do you think of that? I'm going to put these kind of low. You know what? Let me move the camera a little bit higher so you can see what I'm doing up here. All right, so now you can see the actual item here a little bit better. So when I add flowers, I like to add them in kind of in a trio, I guess is what I wanted to say, or odd numbers, 3, 5, 7, and so forth, when I'm using like the same flower, okay? So I have here 3 little bushes, but you know, I don't necessarily have to use them all. I'm going to use this one. As you saw me, I took off one of the leaves at the bottom because it's too close to the bottom. You're not going to see it. So this one I'm going to put it off to the side because I'm going to create a triangle here. And this is going to be sort of a centerpiece, so I do want some of the flowers facing in a, you know, in the other direction, not just the front. You know what? This is still a little too tall. I'm going to cut off some because I don't want to push too hard on the styrofoam when I'm pushing this in, because I don't want to accidentally like push it all into the container and then it falls in and it's no use to me. Even though I did hot glue it, you know, that could happen. So in order to avoid that, okay, I cut the stem shorter. Okay, so now I want everything down here and lower. So now I'm going to grab this one and I'm also going to cut it. I don't need that length. And I'm also separating this little stem from this bigger one so that I can go ahead and use this one up here or in the front. Let's get this glue gun going here. Try to do this quickly, you guys. Here, I'm going to add some body this way, and then I can use this flower back here, or a little stem that I created right there. Kind of want to twist this. Yeah, there we go, like that. It's not doing what I want. That maybe? Yeah, okay. I like that. Okay, so I have more. I'm going to go ahead and use them because I feel like, look, I have this height. I have this pretty height and this length going out, but then I don't have it back here. So I need this same length coming out. I need it back here somewhere. So, and because I said this is going to be a centerpiece, so I don't need to center everything with the wording here in the front. If this was going to go somewhere where you were only going to see the front and the sides, of course, I'd want my arrangement to be centered with that. Okay, so I put that there, and this flower tends to go back here. So now I need something to accommodate, or what is the word that I'm looking for? Not accommodate. This is too long. Let's cut this off of here. I want it low like this one. So I've cut it short. Accompany. That is the word. Okay, so I want that one there. Let me trim this bit off of here. So I have this little piece. I'm going to put that right in here because I do have it here. And I have one over here, but I don't have one back here. So I'll add this one back here. And then I'll just show you what that looks like so far. And some of this green moss is coming off. So all I got to do is check it at the end and make sure that on the sides you don't see the styrofoam. So look at this. This is what I have so far. Okay. And it's not perfectly asymmetrical, but I do have, you know, equal lengths. The short here, longs over here, so they're opposite of each other. You know, these two lengths that are the same are opposite from each other. These two are opposite from each other. These don't have to be the same as this. So this is what makes it symmetrical. I think I said asymmetrical. Don't listen to me, okay? Just to look at what I'm doing. Okay, we'll sweep that up later. Okay, so that's out of the way. Now I want some greenery in there. And I like these. I kind of want to mix a little bit. So I'm going to use a little bit of this because I want the height. So I'm going to grab this short one right here. Oh, I like it. Now, it may not be your taste, but at least you get an idea of how to put something together, okay? So remember, you're going to pick the flowers you want. I just want you to learn from the shape that I'm creating here. Okay, so again, we're going to create a triangle. So now the ones in the bottom are going to be coming out this way. So let me go ahead and cut up another stem. And I'm actually going to make two. Let me see, I can get, and I'm cutting down as close to the bottom, to the top item that I want at the top, right here. Cut it right there. And then I have this stem and this stem. And then if I want, I can go to the next item right here, this little thing here, and cut right above that. Now I have these three little stems that I can use to fill in at the bottom, which is what I'm going to do. So I'm going to go opposite of that big stem and use this other kind of big stem over here. And then another one here at the front. See that right here and here? And then I can use another one back here. Because that tall one, I put it kind of in the middle, so I need something on the edge. And this will give me that edge. Okay. All right. So now we're going to look at it. All right. I love it. All right, so you need to love what you're doing, okay? There we go. All right, so these are for me, so I'm okay with what I'm doing. So if I was doing it for someone else, of course, I'd be doing it in the colors and the theme that they like. Let's move this a little bit this way. There we go. All right, so now I'm going to use some of this other greenery. And these going to slide up and down. Yeah, okay, so it's going to slide up and down. I'm going to cut these short. And I don't want these tall from this one. I just want short bits to fill in the bottom, okay? So this seems to be the most bare area back here. So I'm just going to add it. Tilt your, twist your little leaves on your stem here. If you're able to do that, twist them around so they're not all like, on top of each other. Spread them out. Okay. This one I'm actually going to cut right here. I like how it kind of drips out like that. So I'm going to put this one here with this one's kind of dripping out as well. And then I'll do the same on the other flower on the other side that's dripping out. And this also helps to create that triangle. All right, so let me look for another one like that. Here's this one. A little drippy bit. And these are, this one here is a little bit, loosey-goosey, so it kind of falls downward, and I like that. All right, so my camera died somewhere in my jibber-jabbering. I was saying that I like to put the stems in kind of at an angle rather than straight down. If you do put them straight down, you gotta just bend them down a little bit, but if you go ahead and put them in at an angle, that kind of helps. All right, so these are the little bits that I had on here. I cut the top part off of here, and this little bit kind of just slides off easily, so I'm gonna just put it as close to the edge as I can, and then add some hot glue right there. And that'll keep it from sliding off. So we're going to let that dry. Here's the other little one that I used. Slide this up to as close as I can to the little edge of the little stem there. Hot glue. And let that dry so we can use those. And let's see. I'm going to put another one up here in the front. And I think I'm going to use those that I just have there. So I'll go ahead and save this. And I think that's going to call it a day for this one. Let me go ahead and start putting them in there now, even though they're not quite ready. Let's cut that off. One right here. Trying to watch my fingers there because there's some hot glue there on that little tip. All right, and cut this one short. Also, I don't need to insert it too far in. And one over here to kind of mimic the look of the bundled up leaves that are back here. So there we go. That's done. Super simple, super easy, and only reason it took long is all my talking. But there we go. That's one arrangement done. Let's do. I feel like I want to do the little trick at the very end. So let's wait on that one. Okay, I want to do this one. And I have the little birds, and I think I want to use these roses now, or do I want to use this? Yeah, let's use the roses. The raffia would have been good. I think the raffia is great even in spring and summer. I mean, it's still, to me, it's it's something kind of timeless. But I think a lot of people kind of associate it with fall and winter, more fall than anything. So I won't put it on there now. So I'll just roll it up, put it away in my little raffia box there. It actually fell in another box, but I'll fix it later. Okay, so I'm stepping on a stem down here. Okay, so now I want to add this little bird nest in here, and I want it off to the side, kind of an angle forward. So let's get some glue on the little sticks that I already has on it. If you didn't have sticks on your bird nest, just some little dowels, you know, greenery stems that you can use, you know, from your, you know, your bushes here. If you've cut off some flowers and you have the stem, you can cut those off and just insert them into the bottom of the nest with some glue on them, and then you can use them for inserting that. And this little bird is just a little clip on, so I'm just going to clip him back on here. And I know that I'm missing a little egg because I like to put things in threes, and I remember my little kitty's in here. So there's a little egg roaming around somewhere. It's probably in one of my little boxes, but I'm going to go ahead and let it go for now. All right, so I want to use some of these. Let me see if that will look good in there. Let me look at it from the front. If I was to use that one, oh, the little bird's facing back. Let's turn him around. Let's put him right here like that instead. Okay. Okay, I kind of like them in there. I'm going to go ahead and put them in there, but you're probably thinking, no, don't put the balls in there. I'm going to go ahead and do that. And because this one has like all these little, like it's made of like wickery kind of a wood, I'm going to put this little greenery pin just through one of them little bits here. I can add some glue to kind of hold it in there. Okay, a little bit. This is dangerous what I'm doing, by the way. You should let all this dry before you do what I'm about to do. But you're going to put that in there. I'm going to use my wire cutters to kind of push it. Actually, my scissors. Just on the top of the greenery pin, push down. There you go. Ah, and it worked perfectly fine. There you go. All right, so now I want to do this one. And it's got some little strings. What's under there? It's just like a little real rinky-dinky plastic ball. Okay. So I'm just going to insert it in through the yarn that's wrapped around it. Again, put some glue in there so it just kind of stays there. And then glue on the little tips here. And of course, let it dry so that your pin doesn't go into your ball. It just stays on the... but I'm going to use my scissors to kind of maneuver and push down. So I just kind of like pushed it in through the yarn and then on top of the little greenery pin and pushed down. Okay, so that's what I did. There we go. You could do the same thing like if you had some fruit, like some fruits that you want to put in there. If you can't melt into the fruit, you could just glue your either a little stick like the stem or a greenery stick or your, you know, your greenery pens. You can just glue them to the outside. Let that dry really well, and then you can use that to insert. I kind of like the idea of inserting this. Oh, you know what? Haha! I'm going to put this little ball right here since I can't find that other little egg. You know what? Creativity, you know, just use what you got, you know. You don't like it, that's okay. It can be removed later, replaced, whatever. But I'm just going to go rogue on this. Okay, so I'm going to use these roses. So I'm going to cut them fairly short. Wait, hold on. I think I'm going to go here and then kind of work my way down. Okay, so let me get one off of here. Actually, this really tall one. Let's see. Well, they're kind of the same. Okay, so I'm going to take the leaf on the very bottom. And this one fell off, but it doesn't go on there, so okay. So I think I want this to be my height. Yeah, sort of, kind of, because I have to push it into the styrofoam some. All right, this will be my height right here. And then everything else will be lower. And this goes on the mantle, so, of my faux fireplace. So there's a wall back here, so I don't need anything back here. I just want everything in the front. So now another flower, but this one a little bit shorter. And I'm going to bend it a little bit, just bend the stem. And sideways like that. So she rests here, but facing forward, a little bit to the side, but mostly forward. And then I need another flower. Did I not cut another? Well, that was it. Okay. Another flower over here. So let's just cut that off. And I'm going to need more glue in my hot glue gun here. This one coming out of the side here, like so. Look what I have so far. So it is a triangle, but it is going this way. What do you call that when it's not like, you know, equal-sided triangles? Some of you will know, and you will tell me, and the rest of us. I'm making this little sound that's driving myself nuts. Forgive me. Okay, if you're hearing it. Should I use the other flowers? No. I kind of want to put the pink ones in there also. How does that look from... I have some wire wrapped around them. Let's see. Okay, I'm going to use them. I like that. Okay, so I'm going to use one here, just a little bit higher than the nest, and I got to put it against the edge here so I can see like, well, how far in is it going to go? And I don't want to have to push it so far because this is a rubbery type of plastic around here, and there's a wire stem in there. You could actually push this, and if you cut it at a certain point, you could actually slide that off. So look, let me show you. If you just cut on the little rubbery part, try not to cut the wire inside. Just do it carefully. See, you remove this part. This is the part that was in there like that. You remove this part, so you're left with that little stem there. So that'll make it easier to push into a styrofoam. Okay? So let's just get there. Full of tips for you today. Haha. Okay, so now we're going to put that one back here. Look at that. It looks pretty resting against the nest there. And like I said, I like to work in 3s or 5s or 7s. So I think maybe just one more. Oh, if I add another one, that'll make it 6 flowers, but it is uneven because there's 3 of each. Okay, so I want this one in the front here. Low. Okay, so again, cut enough just to go. That's why I hold it up against here, just enough to go into the styrofoam. And then if you need to cut off that little rubbery bit, because that makes it hard to push into the styrofoam, just cut it off. And then you'll know that that little rubber mark kind of tells you, okay, that's as far as it goes anyway. So there you go. Push it in that far. Okay, you guys, I think I am going to put one more up here. If I add this one, that'll actually make it an odd number because it's 7. So let's do that. And this one, I'm not going to trim the wire because I want it like as tall as this one. So I'm just going to take off the rubbery part there. Well, let's see how far in this goes. Get this leaf out of the way. And because I had, you know, those other grassy things in there, those holes that they form are kind of big, so I kind of have to find a little spot that's not broken into. And then this one can come up out of here. Again, I don't have to really cut the stem. Just this and a tiny bit. Yeah. Okay. I said yeah like I'm really confident about it, but I'm still thinking, is it? Okay, there we go. Okay, now see, this one can be facing a little more to the side here. But look at that. See how I filled it in with flowers? So now all I gotta do is add some greenery. Let me get some of this stuff out of the way. I'm gonna use this ivy now. Everything doesn't have to be all matchy-matchy. And I'm gonna use these smaller... Actually, I've already used from this. I can see some stems that have been cut here. I'm going to cut off some of these at the bottom. There we go. And I'll probably cut a little bit more, but I got 3 here. So all I got to do, and these also slide up and down, so that's nice, because I just want to fill in the bottom. I'm going to need one right here between the little balls here. Okay. I'm going to need one right there between these spheres. There we go. Fill in that little spot. I'm going to bend it down a little bit and then put it in there. Okay, there we go. And I'm bending it so that it's not like straight up hitting against the, you know, the nest. It's kind of coming forward, so you can see that right there. All right, so this one a little bit taller. And I want it right here. So it's going to get inserted between these 2 roses here. And the length is kind of like in between both those. It's a little bit higher than this one, but not as tall as this. But it's got enough leaves here, and I can draw these ones down a little bit so that I can put that leaf right there. Okay. And then I need another one back here behind this sphere. Okay, we're all adults here. Okay, let's get some glue on the stem. Well, goodness gracious. There we go. And I like to make sure the leaves are, look at it from here. The leaves are not like hiding, you know, they're not covering, being covered by a flower, but rather they're covering the stem of the flower. That looks good. I like it. All right, let me get a longer one here. Take it off. Sometimes when you pull these apart, little leaves go flying off. Okay, let me cut it as long as it is. There we go. Okay, so I need a piece to come out under this rose here. So I want it to come out this long, so I'm measuring it like that against the box, and I need enough stem here to go into the styrofoam. So I'm going to cut it about right here, and then this little leaf becomes obsolete, so we'll take that off, so that can then be inserted into the styrofoam, and it'll come out like that. But I'm going to bend it like that a little bit, like that. Insert this from the back, and try to get it like tucked kind of underneath that rose, like so. So it's like a little anchor for that rose. See that? Let me show you from behind. There you go. All right, so now I need something right here. And I think I need maybe a little bit more greenery in the front. Okay, so I've got these and they get smaller as they go up this way. So I'm gonna cut off this little bit. I don't need this flower. This looks like I'm actually putting it upside down. I just want those leaves, you know, to fan out behind here. So let's just do that. An angle here so they kind of fill in this little space, and then a little bit comes up behind the nest here. These little leaves that, you know, you cut off like that, put a little glue on them and just kind of glue them so they kind of stick to the ledge of, you know, your container. You don't want to glue anything onto the container, of course, don't do that. See, that way you just get that one leaf on there. I'm going to cut the stem, I don't want it to be long. And you get a nice little, I think this one, no, I don't need this one, so I have that. Let me crisscross it with this other leaf right here. Now I need I think I need one coming out this way. So I'm just going to cut one of these stems. And that should be it. I'm not worrying about the back. I'm not worrying about filling in the back. This one can go right in here. Let's just trim a little bit, so I don't have to insert too far in there like that. Okay, just like that. Just so that this kind of cradles this flower and she doesn't look like she just balled out there. So there we go. This is the side. Look how pretty that looks with that little leaf that I added in there. And look, the side over here with this leaf. So we know that the sides and now the front are well taken care of. We're not worrying about the back. That's going to be against the wall, but this is the complete arrangement. Not too much put in there. It seems like a lot, but again, it's really just my talking. Okay, let's go on to the next one. All right, so for my last arrangement, let me go ahead and move these guys out of the way here. I also want to use one of these little balls that I used in the other one, so I'm going to go ahead and put that in there. Let me try doing it this way where I put the... There we go. Push that in there and then put the glue. There we go. So I got that little ball in there, kind of off to the side. It doesn't really matter because this is going to be seen all the way around. Now I'm going to go ahead and use these flowers. And I know I need them short. I don't need tall ones. And I think I'm going to use 3. So I'll cut those off. I'll put one here. Kind of bending it a little bit forward like that and push the leaves down. And then this one coming out the back here, right here. This is also going to be like a triangle, okay? This one's going to be a little bit higher, these are going to be lower, okay? And then one more here. A little bit more. There we go. Put it an angle there. So there you can see the 3 flowers. That's all it needs. And then just some greenery. And I'm really liking the greenery that I used in this one. So I'm going to take some from the, where's the one that's already been cut? This one. I'm going to use this Greenery. So I'm just going to push up the leaves on this one because this ones are able to slide up. Some Greenery, you can't slide them up. And when you have that, of course, make different stems out of them, like I did with, you know, this one when I cut up the little pieces that were over here. You saw me do that. Okay. But this one, you can slide them up. So I'm actually going to slide them up. But again, when you slide them up, I can't put it back in there. Okay. When you slide them up, you know, twist them so they're not like, you know, all going the same way, you know. Twist them around so that you have, you know, like that, you know, this way and that way, not all in one direction. Okay, so now that I've cut that, I can start filling in between my flowers, and I'm pushing it in as far as I can so that it kind of cradles my flowers like that. There you go. That's what I'm going to do, just fill it in, and that will be it. Okay, so all it took was 3 little stem pieces, 3 little flowers, and a little ball, and that arrangement is done. All right, everyone, so I've completed my 3 arrangements. I believe this was definitely going to go on my coffee table. This one, I believe, it's going to go in my kitchen somewhere, probably on the dining room table, and this one's going to go in the mantle. So I think they're all done. This could be obviously moved in the hallway or in my bedroom. I'm not sure, but I think that's where I'm going to put them for now. I hope that you enjoyed this. All right, so I'm going to give myself a big old thumbs up, and I hope that you too will give me a big old thumbs up and leave a kind comment down below and let me know what you think of my little projects here. Also, if you have any ideas for any future videos, any suggestions that you'd like to see me do, please go ahead and leave that in the comment down below. Now, if you like my content and you enjoy what you see today, please subscribe if you haven't already done so. There's a red button down here. You can also use a little icon right there on my video. It says subscribe, and once you push that, you'll see a little notification bell. You want to choose all on that so that you get notified of all of the videos when I upload them. That's what I do to everyone that I've subscribed to. I hit all because I want to make sure that I get notified for all of their videos because I want to view them all. I want to give them a big old thumbs up as well. So anyway, make sure you share on your social medias, you guys, and as always, enjoy.